Hey, I'm Dustin Cope. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks in your Feit electric app that you can do to help automate your life if you got an iPhone. So if you clicked on this video, you're probably got Feit light bulbs and you've already got the app on your phone and set them up and probably connected them. But if not, it's pretty easy. You can follow the instructions that came with light bulbs or in the app. It's pretty simple to get the light bulbs in pairing mode. You just cycle the power on and off 3 times. They'll start blinking and it should pop up when you go to add them on your phone. Just make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi signal and it'll ask you for that password so it can pair those devices to the Wi-Fi as well. And then your phone will know whenever you're connected to that Wi-Fi, you'll have the ability to the devices. A cool thing you can add from this point is in your phone's shortcuts app, you can add automations or other procedures. There's a lot of flexibility with it, and I'd like to show you a little bit about this. I'll jump onto my phone here and we can check out all the different ways that you can use the shortcuts app and pair it with your new light device.
Here we are on my iPhone, and I'll show you first off in the Feit electric app, which probably looks pretty similar to me, a little barren. I only have a few devices. I have 3 light bulbs in my living room and then 1 that I keep on my bedside table and a lamp. So yeah, pretty simple. And show you a little bit around this app. The next cool thing you can do is groups. So those 3 light bulbs I have and a lamp in my living room all are connected to this living room group. Makes it pretty easy to adjust them all at once, and then in turn in the shortcuts app you can choose groups on the different ways you want to set automations. We'll get into it in a little bit. Smart scenes are also cool adjustments that you can have. There is automation options here, and I'll show you a little bit of the options that it provides, but to get really the full scope of all the different things that you can do, you have to use the shortcuts app. But still some possibilities in this app here. Scenes is what I wanted to show you. If you don't want to just turn the bulbs on and off, you can set scenes up so that maybe you want all the lights to go dimmer at a certain time in the evening. You can set that up here with the scene in an automation. And if you wanted to set it up in the shortcuts app for those specific examples where you're not just turning on and off the light bulb, set up a scene and then you'd link the scene to the shortcut. So now that we covered that, I'll show you a little about what I'm talking about in the shortcuts app. So when we get into here, it shows you in this home screen all the shortcuts you've created. There's a lot of stuff you can do. It's really interesting, and you can spend all day checking out all the different stuff you can play with. You can even pay off your credit cards, turns out. But anyway, you can scroll down. It shows you sort of the out-of-the-box shortcuts they got and more specific stuff per app you have. You can link it to AI, phone, messaging. It's pretty powerful stuff we got here. On the second tab, automation, you can set up some interesting stuff, and maybe to go through a little use case here. Let's say you wanted to set up your living room light to turn on whenever you got home in the evening. Best way to do that is probably when you connect to your Wi-Fi. Here a little bit on the options about when you're connecting. You select your network, your home network. If you're returning home in the evening, you'll want it on when you join, when you connect. So all pretty intuitive stuff there. We'll jump back into this. So we can add our shortcuts here, whether that be a scene and it'll pull up each of the scenes that you have set up in your Feit electric app, or you can exit out of this, and if we just look up our app, we'll choose device, and then here it'll show us our groups and our devices. I'll want my living room light turning on when I connect whenever I get home. And for index, you'll just put 1, and that means on or off. So it'll just cycle the light however it was. Maybe if it was red when I left and I turn it off, when I turn it on here, it'll be red when I return. Either way, I usually keep my lights at the same brightness and color. So now each time I return home, it'll turn my lights on for me and I won't have to walk around in the dark. Cool. All right, so there's automation. I'll jump back onto the camera here.
The next thing I'd like to show you is how you can set up smart widgets with those shortcuts, and you can place them anywhere on your home screen, your lock screen, pair them with automations. So like when you get home, whenever you connect to your internet, whenever you connect to like the Bluetooth device in your car, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with this. But the thing I set up that I found most helpful is whenever I wake up in the morning or go to sleep at night, I like to have, instead of reaching around behind my bed to get to the switch on the light, I can do it from the ease of access of my phone. I've got it set up on a widget on my lock screen. So when I hold this here, let go, it turns on the light. You can also set up, like if you have an alarm going off in the morning, it to slowly increase your light level to give you a sort of smooth wake up in the morning, and then you can just, hit it on your way out of the bedroom. I'll show you that now.
All right, here's how you can set it up on your phone. First off, you'll want a shortcut. I'll go to this one here to show you guys. It's just connected to the device, my light in my lamp on my bedside table with this device function, and it turns on and off every time I run it. I'll show you here in a widget on the home screen. Edit, add widget, shortcuts, boom. And here's all the shortcuts that we have here. I mean, you can add them all on your home screen if you want. I'll add my widget. Here we go. Now it's on my home screen, and it runs like that every time I click it. Super cool. Lights turn on and off. We are connected to our home screen here. I have to move it around and make sure that the screen doesn't turn off. All right, so let's say I want to set up my device here on this one. So I'll click customize to customize this lock screen. You see all your widgets here. Normally the phone comes with the camera and the light options. I've changed my camera and light to be the other buttons on my phone, so I can remove those. And I'd like to add my new shortcut onto my home screen. So simple as choosing the right shortcut. There we go. And then we're all done. So I click on that, and you have to hold it down for these shortcuts to work on the home screen, just like holding down the light to turn the flashlight on. And it's working here right next to me.
Hey, thank you so much for watching my first ever video. I plan to make more in the future, so stick around if so, and thank you. Have a good day.